all the effort that all of you took to come here. You made sacrifices and you took your time out of your busy lives to come, and we really appreciate it. And who would have thought that 50 years ago, with a blind date, would end up in this? I mean, we've had good times and we've had bad times. And somehow, through it all, we stuck together. And one of our greatest accomplishments are the 4 kids. Before 50 years ago, we had no television, no colored televisions. We had no computers. We had no cell phones. We had no microwaves. And guess what? We had no Stevie. If we had no Stevie and no Sharon and no Eddie and Jenny, we would have no Ben, we would have no Elise, we would have no Jonathan. We would have no Joey, we would have no Helen. This is no John and no Matt. I mean, and that's all that started. All that started.
You wouldn't have Jason. You wouldn't have Jason either.
All because we didn't have
And so
color
there. If we had color television, it might be different.
Put down the cell phone.
But
Thank you.
You're welcome.
the only thing is that I hope if the need ever arises, you kids stick together and know that you can count on each other. And Sharon's gonna cry and make me cry. And I just want you all to be happy and don't do anything stupid. Which I always will.
Like, you don't do anything stupid. Yes.
My turn, I guess. This party celebrates the 50th anniversary, and that's special, but my story going to start 3 years and 2.5 months before that, on the day that I met Rita, November the 17th, 1962. I was 19 years old and a sophomore in taking electrical engineering at Pitt. Rita was 18 years old and studying elementary education at Slippery Rock University. I had a cousin who was also at Slippery Rock University, and she invited me to come up and spend the day there and show me around the college, and we'd just have lunch and go for a walk. And so the cousin was B. Messina. She lived in Erie, but she was going to Slippery Rock. So I went up this November 17th, and we did our thing, and then in the afternoon she said, Bill, you know, there's a dance tonight here on campus. Would you like me to go up in the dorm and see if I can find a date for you for the dance? I said, sure, why not? So she went up, and 10 minutes later she came down and she said, I found a girl that was willing to go to the dance, blind date with you. Her name is Rita Wysocki. I said, oh, is she Japanese? I didn't, to me, the Wysocki, you know, she said, no, I think she's Polish. So it turned out she was Polish. So you know, the 50 years and the wedding day are real important landmarks. But the day we met, to me, that was real significant because that made the future all possible. So November 17th. And so 3 years and 2.5 months later, January the 29th, 1966, 12 noon at St. Paul's Cathedral in Oakland, which is a suburb of Pittsburgh, we were married. It was a cold, snowy day, but after the wedding, we did our honeymoon for 10 days. We went for 3 days to Miami, which was nice and warm. And while we were in Miami, we rented a Ford convertible and drove out the Keys back in the sunshine. And then from Miami, we went to San Juan, Puerto Rico, and spent 7 days in the sun and, you know, outdoor pool and after. So after the honeymoon, our first home together was in Woodbridge, Virginia. I had 1 year to finish in the Army, so we moved to Woodbridge, Virginia, lived there for our first year. Then we came back and lived in East Liberty, a suburb of Pittsburgh, while I finished up at Pitt. I still didn't have my degree. Rita had hers by now. She had finished hers. Then we lived. Pardon?
I supported you.
Yeah, she got me through. She paid the bills while I finished up at Pitt. And we lived in Wilkinsburg for a little while. And our first house was 100 Larchwood Drive in Wilkins Township, another suburb of Pittsburgh. And we lived at that house for 7 years, and we had our 4 children while we lived at Larchwood Drive. Stephen William was born in May 1969, Sharon Marie in December 1971. Let's see, Edward John in March 1974, and Jennifer Ellen in August 1975. So all 4 children born. And then in 1976, so now we've been married 10 years. 1976, 10 years, we have 4 children. And at that point, I changed jobs and moved to Columbus. So we, our house now at 2027 Braemar Drive, we've been there for 40 years. And the 4 children all went to Burbank Elementary School, all went to Hastings Middle School, all went to Upper Arlington High School, all went to college and graduated. Wonderful. We almost should clap there. But then they all found someone special to love. Stephen found Kristen Marchak, and Sharon found Jason Briggs, and Ed found Megan Burns, and Jenny found Eric Olson. And so that was just building a wonderful, wonderful family. And then on top, to sort of everything, we now also have 6 wonderful grandchildren: Ben, Elise, Jonathan, Joey, Helen, and Max. So I just can't imagine being more blessed and having such a wonderful family. We're so glad you can all be here to join us for the party. Thank you so much.
Thank you.